Good morning, everyone. This is Societal Deconstruction coming from Central Florida. I'm Boat, and this is my co-host of the night, Shaggy.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for having me.
What's up, Shaggy? Happy to have you.
On? I love your dogs.
Thank you. They're very loud and licky.
Yeah, they're freaking me out.
They're cute, though. I ate them.
Kind of.
Very cute.
This
Kind of.
This one's not cute.
She's an alien.
Coco is.
Oh.
This one's cool, though.
You gotta like both my dogs if you're gonna be my friend. Anyhow, we are breaking it down from Central Florida this morning, and we're gonna be talking about childhood traumas.
Ooh,
some faux and some real.
Exciting stuff.
Do you have some childhood trauma you want to talk about, you think?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you can just lay it out. I'll be your
dump on you, yeah.
I'll be your psychiatrist
I
today.
used to fucking just go to parties and trauma dump on people.
Tell everybody.
Yeah, I went on like a spree for 5 years. Like what are we, like a faux one? Like
yeah, we're gonna start with a faux childhood trauma, like saying that you shouldn't have really been traumatized, but you were, like something that really traumatized you, but it was kind of ridiculous.
Oh, kind of like clowns, something like that.
Yeah,
okay, so,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, I just hated horror movies. You know, I get, like, they're not supposed to traumatize you, right?
I don't know. They traumatized me.
I think that my stepdad was a shitty stepdad, you know, for multiple reasons. But one of the reasons he would put on, like, those Texas Chainsaw, you know, Jeepers Creepers.
You ever watch the old Friday the 13th?
Oh, my.
They scared the hell out of me.
Those are scary.
I'd watch them Home Alone.
That could be real.
I would watch them Home Alone, and I'd be thinking that he's going to come from any side of my house.
Yeah, so I definitely do, like, sometimes I get scared just being alone, you know, so it probably comes from watching these scary movies, and he would fall asleep. And I'm like 10, 9, you know, like, what the fuck? And you watch some, like, lady get raped on a fucking movie and, like, then killed, murdered, you know, and, like...
Blood everywhere.
I hate Halloween. I don't really get into all that stuff, like, all the horror movies and stuff.
I don't really get into them either. I never really have, except for when I was younger. I watched like a spree of Friday the 13th. Must have been like a marathon of them on some cable channel or something. And I think I was like 12, and they scared me a little bit, but not as bad as The Exorcist. This is my childhood trauma, and it sounds ridiculous, but I was at my aunt's house, my Aunt Carolyn, and she lived up in Hilton, New York, right up on Lake Ontario, and I had 3 cousins, and I would go up there and stay like a week or 2 in the summertime. It was fun. They had a boat and shit. It was great. They had a big basement we used to hang out in, and I was down there in the basement watching The Exorcist, and I don't remember if anyone was with me. And I don't remember it really scaring me that much until, like, that night. I couldn't go to fucking sleep.
Right.
I couldn't sleep. And I was, like, waiting to be possessed by a demon. And I thought for sure, like, I felt like I was going to be possessed by a demon. Like, I was so afraid, like... I was laying so still, like I was afraid to move. If I moved, I was going to get possessed by a demon. It was terrible. I don't know if there were demons around me for real or what the shit, man.
But you made it up in your head.
Oh, it scared me. For like 6 months, I didn't sleep. I was terrified.
For 6 months?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Terrified. Even after I got back to my regular house. Yeah. I couldn't wait to leave their house.
Sleep with the lights on. My thing was that there was that Candyman thing. So it was like a dare. If you go in the bathroom and say Candyman 3 times, he appears. And then all these, like, bees fly out of his fucking mouth. And I hate bees. I hate, like, honeycombs and shit.
You gotta know not to say Candyman 3 times.
Yeah, but when I go in the bathroom and the lights are off, I'll think
it goes in your head.
And then I'm like, oh my God, like, what if that's, like, waking him up? And I swear, I would never do it. Even as an adult, I would be so scared. I would, even afterwards, I'd be like, I still believe.
Bees in the trap.
I still believe. Yeah, but...
And bees don't really scare me too much.
They freak me out.
I got stung as a kid a couple times. I got stung on the bottom of my foot once.
I mean, I'm sure there was more to the Candyman guy
than just bees.
But that's all I remember.
Well, he probably killed a few people or something.
Right, he was definitely killing people. Man, I just remember watching a lot of fucked up movies.
Yeah.
And it's
did you ever watch the Halloween movies? Those were good.
Is that with
Jamie Lee Curtis?
No, but like movies like Jeepers Creepers, Scream. That shit was,
I watched
that shit was scary.
Those were
scary.
Just
like psycho people that could. So that puts thoughts in my head. Like I could be at a party one day and dudes just start killing people, stabbing people.
And there's psychotic people all around us. You never know which person is going to be like the Scream guy.
I thought that was going to be real. I thought that stuff is going to be happening more often.
It's like when you look around and like how many people out of, like, what's a percentage of people, of, like, human race that are, like, say, child molesters? Like, what'd you say, like, 5%? 10%?
Probably a lot more than
a lot more than you think. And, you know, when you're just out in public or whatever, or say you're at a restaurant or whatever, you're looking around. I mean, what are the odds that somebody sitting there is a child molester? It's probably pretty good. But you don't know. You don't know who these people are, and it's scary. Especially when you have kids.
Probably like 1 in 10, so there's one at least 50 feet from here. Like, we could throw a rock and hit a child head up.
Yeah, because anytime you pull up they now have, like, the website or whatever that tells you where they live.
I bet there's like 6 on this block. And that's just the ones that got caught.
No kidding. And then there's the ones that don't really deserve to have that
People are saying it fake?
Well, no, like, I'd say, like, one instance is where, say, a guy sleeps with a girl and she says that she's 18, but she looks like she's 20, and come to find out she's 16, and he gets in trouble. She calls out rape or whatever. He gets in trouble, and he gets labeled a pedophile for the rest of his life when all he was doing was sleeping with a girl that he thought was the same age as him. I don't think that's fair.
You gotta see a picture of these girls' IDs, I guess.
I mean, you literally got to take a girl's ID before you fuck her, if you're a guy.
I think we should just have waiver consent forms.
Mm-hmm.
And just be like, hey, look, it's not weird, just need you to sign this. And
then people couldn't call rape for no reason. I think a lot of guys get rape called on for girls feeling guilty the next day, or
in the moment,
or they can't remember.
Right.
They were drunk.
Yeah.
But that means it's date rape, I guess. But that's a foggy line.
There's so many ways that could go. It could go like the girl did it, she liked it, but then the guy pissed her off, maybe dated another girl, and then she could claim it. I mean, there's a whole
That's
bunch
a bad
of things.
revenge. That's bad revenge right there.
And then that's sex. I mean, in the case, like, guys don't really do shit like that, but, like, women just fucking
vindictive
savages.
Vindictive.
Yeah. They're smart, too. The guy would never think of that. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, and no one would believe it either because, it's just not the way of the world.
Well, she made me have sex. She forced me. I really didn't want to. I was drunk.
Even if she's fat ugly, like, Judge is like, yeah, you did, So, but other than that, I mean, like, I know. Oh, I thought we were going to go into the real traumas.
Oh, not yet. I think we're going to take a quick little break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Societal Deconstruction. So, I wrote a joke tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
All right. Suicide is crazy.
Oh my God. Suicide is crazy.
Suicide is crazy. How would you do it? What if you fucked it up? What would you think about in the minutes before you died?
Like, as I'm, like, putting the gun up to my head, like, what do you mean? Like,
no. Like, say you fucked it up. Like, you were supposed to die immediately. Like, say you shot yourself in the head and you were supposed to die immediately, but you shot yourself in the ear instead, and you got to lay there and die for 10 minutes.
What are you thinking?
What would you think about?
Man, I suck at aiming. Yeah, I got you.
Man, this hurts.
Yeah. Like, fuck. What, yeah, you probably, like...
I probably shouldn't have done this.
You probably think about your family.
You think?
Probably think about your kid or maybe your dogs. You're probably already thinking about that as you went up to do it, but as you're laying there in the pain, I think you're just like...
Do you think you would think about selfish pleasures? Like, you wish you were getting a blowjob, or you wish you had a drink?
Wish I would have had one more.
One more blowjob. You could jack off one more time while you were laying there.
Would have jacked off one more time, yeah.
He likes to jack off.
A lot, yeah. Yeah. But, so what, how did the joke go?
That's basically
No,
it.
but now say yours, though.
What?
Just, tell me the joke.
That was the joke.
I know it was the joke.
I have a cough, you guys. I apologize. Sorry.
I get it. Suicide is a joke.
Suicide is crazy.
You don't take suicide seriously. Why not?
Well, because I've had 4 suicides in my family.
Oh, really?
So that might be a little traumatic, speaking of traumas.
Mm-hmm.
My little joke, though, is dedicated to my cousin, the late Eddie Burton.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He did a little suicide.
Yeah.
Back on Easter.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
Which is today, I think.
Tomorrow.
Is it Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Oh, I thought it was Sunday. Okay.
I think, yeah, it's Saturday. It's Saturday.
I'm really not sure, to be honest with you. Okay. Okay, so tomorrow will be the anniversary of his death once again, and I'm not a fan of Easter because he did it on Easter. And he actually laid down on train tracks.
Let's celebrate.
I don't think we can celebrate that. I think we should celebrate. You know, I would rather have people celebrate my death than, sit around and cry.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah. Like, get hammered every year.
Anytime someone tells me about their family member, they're like, yeah, someone committed suicide, he blah, 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 killed himself, died in a car crash, whatever. I just can't take it seriously. I always go, in my head, I'm like, oh, that was really weird, dude, or something like, but I do feel bad, but at the same time, I'm like,
you can't just cry all the time.
Fuck, dude, get over it,
Well, something kind of nice happened to me tonight. I was talking to my friend, CG. I can never say those letters properly. It just don't come out.
CG.
My buddy from Connecticut, who's on my Reddit group that I met through Reddit. And he actually came down to Florida for a sober house and fucked it up and got thrown out like 2 days later. And then came to my house and we partied for like 2 days.
Nice.
Sorry, folks.
He went to the complete opposite of his sober house.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Nice. So anyway, I was telling him about my cousin and his suicide and stuff. And normally people don't want to talk about it. It's just too grim,
Well, I just don't mind. I don't mind talking about... sometimes I'm not in the mood, but sometimes I'm like, all right, let's talk about it,
That's good, because I really needed to...
Get over shit.
Yeah, I needed to talk about it, because normally I'll say it, nobody ever wants to talk about it, they'll just change the subject. I was like, well, thanks, folks, but I get it. You don't want to talk about my cousin getting, grisly killed, run over by a train. I get it. But this guy I'm talking to, and he's like, did he lay down on the tracks and wait? Or did he just jump in front of the train? And I was like... Holy shit, I never even thought of that before. I always pictured him laying on the tracks and waiting. Waiting for the train to come. And that was grim.
Traumatizing way to go out. Think about all the,
Think about feeling the train on the track. How the train, you feel that. Wouldn't you? How could you stay there? He must have jumped in front of it.
Imagine how many times he maybe attempted it and got up and ran away. You know what I'm saying? Maybe people, do it for the thrill and then... One time they just can't get up quick enough. I bet there's a lot of accidents. People are just trying to do it for the thrill.
I wonder if he meant to. They ruled it a suicide.
I wonder if it would freaking get you high if you just laid.
He was a drug addict and alcoholic. But do you think if he laid on the tracks, do you think he put his head on the rail?
I think he had a pillow and a blanket and a
stuffed animal
packed sandwich.
Shit. Beer.
Yeah.
I know the doctors did tell him that he only had a couple years left if he kept on drinking.
Imagine you go there and the train breaks down and you just lay there for 3 days.
Oh my god.
And the train never comes. You're like, where the fuck is the train?
Hopefully you brought your tent and some water and stuff.
Yeah, I would hate to die falling. Think that the last 5 seconds of your life. You're like,
you wouldn't want to jump off the Sunshine Skyway Bridge?
No.
That's how I wanted to go when I was in my depression. I thought about jumping off that bridge.
Where is that? Why do you...
It's St. Pete. I've gone under it with my boat.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a cool-ass bridge. It's huge. It's a big one of those big suspension bridges.
Take a girl on a first date there.
You should, and figure out how many people have jumped, and how many have committed suicide, and how many lived, and how many were saved. And then you have all this information to tell her, and she'd think you're really super smart.
Take her to the top and go...
Do you want to jump?
Yeah.
It's your chance. Well, they put a fence up now. You can't.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, they put a fence up last year because so many people jump. It's the third. I looked at the website tonight and it said it's the third most jumped for suicide bridges.
Yeah.
Whatever I meant to say that
cool.
right.
I wonder what the first one is.
I wonder if it's the Hoover Dam or something.
Oh my god, I hate heights. I would also hate to drown. I think.
So you wouldn't jump off the Sunshine Skyway Bridge?
No.
You know what would be cool? Niagara Falls.
If I did it, not that I've given it any thought or anything, but I think I would tell my buddy, I would talk someone into helping me do it. And I'd be like, dude, come on, and I'm going to go sleep in my garage in the car. Just once I'm passed out asleep, you know, come shut the garage door or something. So
Now that'd be the way to go. That's what I always thought. Why do people blow their heads off? That's gonna hurt and be really traumatic. You know, the train thing is just grisly as all hell. You know, the jumping thing, like when read that thing about jumping off the bridge, they said it's like having a car hit you because you hit the water and you're going like 80 miles an hour and your organs aren't or are, and so they come like slapping you in the face, like your liver comes out of your mouth and slaps you in the face, and so a rib or two does the same thing. So
no shit. I mean,
why wouldn't you just kill yourself with like the poisonous gas or take a bottle of pills?
I heard they said that every person that has survived trying to kill themselves has regretted it.
Mm-hmm. Everyone that's jumped off that bridge.
Yeah, that you said that earlier. Mm-hmm. That was right.
Because I'm just so interested in this. Like, does that mean that everyone who tried to kill themselves regrets it? Because a shit ton of people have jumped off that bridge, and they're saying everyone that was rescued and lived regretted the suicide.
I don't know. We should ask them.
Wouldn't it be cool to do a podcast to interview the survivors of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge suicide attempts?
That's fine. I know exactly how to get in contact with them.
I wonder if they're on the website. I think I should write this down.
I think they're at my AA meetings.
Well, you need to go. Let's see, Sunshine Skyway survivors. I'm gonna write that down.
Well, no shit, they regret it. I mean, they just realized that they suck at everything.
Even suicide.
I mean, that has to be a very
humbling.
You know, it's like fuck. I'm a loser, and now I have no legs, and I'm a fucking vegetable.
My pancreas is hanging out my ear.
God, fuck that.
That's got to be terrible. When I was depressed, I wanted to jump off that, but I think it was more like an exciting sounding thing. Like I never thought it through.
Imagine you fucking fail, and then you hear the ambulance, and you're like, fuck, that's gonna be an $800 bill right there. Automatically.
Never want to take the ambulance.
Yeah, I would deny it. I'd be like, no, you know?
Oh.
Can you do that? Can you, like, if you're, like,
you can.
Dying, can you be like, no, just let me die?
Yeah, I think so. Speaking of traumas, when I was pregnant with my daughter, this was 18 years ago. She just turned 18. We got hit by a semi on 27.
What?
Yeah.
Dude,
I didn't put that down.
You've been in a lot of fucking crazy shit.
I've been through a lot of shit. I was telling somebody the other day
about the mom with the voice.
Oh yeah, I'll get into that one too. But this one, I had dropped my son off at Lost Lake School. You know that is on Johns Lake Road.
No, I mean no.
Anyway, I was turning left on 27 to go south.
Yeah.
And there was no light there yet.
Okay.
But you know where Walmart is? Right there. Anyway, there was no light there yet where there should have been because it was a nasty intersection because I had to cross over the northbound to get into the southbound with no light. And so I'm doing that, and I'm turning in the left lane, and this truck must have changed into the left lane as I was turning, and he fucking creamed my whole passenger side.
Holy shit.
And I just dropped my son off. My son had been on the passenger side.
Yeah, I mean, car wrecks are always fucking traumatizing.
And I went all the way down the middle median for probably a couple hundred yards, probably a couple football fields.
With your daughter?
No, she was in my stomach. I was pregnant with her.
Oh.
I was a few months along.
And this is why women shouldn't drive.
Yeah. But I went all the way down that grass median and stopped in the grass median. I never went into oncoming traffic. If I went into oncoming traffic, I probably would have been killed.
Fuck.
But they took me out of the car, and this lady kept holding my head and holding my neck, and she wouldn't let me move my head, and I was getting pissed. She's like, let me move my fucking head. She's like, no, you might, if your neck's broken, you blah, blah, blah. They held me like that until the ambulance came. And I even told them, I'm fine. Let me get up. Leave me alone. I don't want this ambulance. But because I was pregnant, they insisted. And I had to go to the hospital in an ambulance.
Oh, my God.
It's the only time I think I've ever been one.
Dude, let me Uber.
Let me Uber.
Get a taxi.
Yeah, they didn't have Uber.
Yeah, fucking taxi.
And my sister-in-law showed up. She saw it happen. And I was in this little red Honda Civic.
Fucking sucks. And then your car is fucking wrecked. And you're not even mad that you're like hurting. So you're just like, fuck, I gotta get a new car. And
they fixed it. It took forever to fix. And then they wouldn't even declare it totaled. They made me take it back. And it was a piece of shit. And it rattled. It always rattled since. So I went and traded it in. I didn't like it. It had bad juju.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was scary.
Yeah, that does sound scary. I've gotten a wreck going down I Drive when I was 16. My first girlfriend. I think we were fighting or something, arguing back and forth, and fucking it just happens so quick. And then you're like, what the fuck? I mean, oh man, everything's ringing and you're just like, holy fuck, life is real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, holy shit, I'm really living.
I got in an accident on 50 with Liam when he was little. We were coming from him playing a baseball game. We were arguing over what we were going to eat for lunch. He was in the back seat. I was in the front, and I thought the people were going, but they hit their brakes again, and I was going down the hill towards Target, and I rammed into the car in front of me, and the car in front of me hit a motorcycle. Jesus Christ. The motorcycle went into the median. Yeah. That was definitely my fault, that one.
Yeah, I think about that shit all the time when I'm driving. I'm like, dude, what if I, like, fucking kill somebody and fucking...
I try not to, tailgate. I try to stay back. Because I've had that happen, and it just happened so quick. Yeah. Megan, when she first got her car, she had 2 accidents. She had hit somebody in the rear twice, probably on her goddamn phone.
Holy fuck. I mean,
anyway, we digress.
Well, yeah.
But that is traumatic.
Babe, what kind of voice did your mom used to talk to you in?
Oh, this was really traumatizing as a kid. I was little, too, like, little enough to be scared by this and think that it was real. Uh-huh. She would talk in this alien voice, my mom. And I don't really remember exactly what she would say, but she was some kind of alien. She was not my mom. And she would talk in this voice and tell me these weird things. And I would cry, and I would be like, I want my mom back, I want my mom back. And she'd be like, your mom's not coming back.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah, in that voice.
That sounds weird.
And she was an alien. She was an alien. She wasn't my mom, and I would cry. I would be so upset.
That's like jogging something inside of me.
Did somebody do that to you?
The way you just said that, like that.
I'm not your mom.
I don't know.
He's having freakouts over here.
No, I bet that something like that. I remember something happening like that to me, like too, where somebody was trying to pretend to be something. Oh, I think I was I kind of did that shit to my son the other day, and then he got scared. I need to tell him I'm sorry.
Like crack in the 90s. Every time you mention your son, I think of that.
It makes me feel bad because like I was like trying to pretend like I was gonna kill him. I'm like being all scary, and he's like, nah, like he like cried. So
like you actually scared him.
Yeah, so I bet it's just a thing parents do. I think I was just fucking around, just bored.
I don't know if I ever did that with my kids. Probably not because I had childhood trauma from my mom doing it. But like my mom would let me cry and cry and cry before she would come back. Yeah. Maybe she really was gone. Maybe it really was an alien.
I don't know, but kids are so crazy. Like, he just popped back from that and just, like, he started, like, laughing, you know, like, I don't know.
I gotta write this down, because I gotta ask my mom if she remembers this shit. This is shit.
I don't know, but I do think that a lot of my problems these days, like, my sleeping comes from depression and my overeating. I fucking binge eat all the time.
Yeah, we need to get you on some Adderall.
Right.
They say that is good for that.
Yeah, it is, but then you got another problem.
Yeah, you're addicted to Adderall because it shit's as addicting as methamphetamine.
I think it definitely... my stepdad, he used to fucking... I mean, growing up with a fucking stepdad like mine, your whole perception of the world is just, like, fucked up.
It's cute.
Because, like, I used to get, like, beat. Like, I used to get punched, then unfall to the floor and kicked. And, like, called a whole bunch of names, you know? Little dumb piece of shit, blah, blah, just going off.
And they say when parents do that and tell you those names and stuff like that, that's a voice that you grow up, like, telling yourself that you are.
Yeah. But it was just, like, I thought that that's how all kids got treated, you know, when I was a kid. And I thought it was normal. I thought I deserved it. And then you get older and you're at parties and you're telling a story. They're talking about, oh, yeah, one time my dad spanked me. And you're like, oh, yeah, one time my dad chased me across the house. And I tripped and I fell and he was eating a sandwich. And he threw it at my face and, like, mushed it in my face. Kicked dirt on me. And, oh, man, I mean, I probably forgot a lot of them now that I'm, like, you know, older. But
probably block it out.
Yeah, I do. I block out a lot. So, like, that's why it's kind of like I'm, like, down to do this podcast. So, you know.
Regurgitate it up a little bit.
When I finish, yeah.
Get over it.
When I'm older, I'm like, I forgot all that shit, you know.
I think I have a lot of shit blocked out, too, because that thing with my alien mom, I hadn't thought about that in 30 years.
Right.
For some reason, I thought of that when we were talking about stuff like this the other day, talking about doing this podcast. And I haven't
I mean, but yeah, I think stuff is just like, and then you wonder why you're like depressed or whatever. You don't even really realize it, but it's just like something in your brain is just sad. Just knows that like, well, no matter what happiness, like there's still this.
Like you don't deserve happiness.
Or right, or just to know, like, what, for me, it's like I think about the shit that happened to me, and I'm like, dude, that sucks. That's happening to other people, you know, right now as we speak. You know, which is kind of just depressing in itself, and just kind of just takes away your drive, takes away your, you know.
You know what's crazy? A lot of people that I've met as an adult have had that happen to them. Like, an extraordinary amount of people. Almost all of my friends. Like, it's weird. And, you know, I...
Yeah. Like, for me...
Ava.
Like, I realized, you know, I was molested, too, as well. And I've always met so many people, just random people in the clubs and the bars, and I feel like people are drawn to me. Especially out in the party scenes and stuff like that. Sometimes you just catch yourself helping people by sharing your story and stuff like that, and I think it does help people like get to open up about theirs, and then you go to your therapist or whatever, and
you're very charismatic also.
Your therapist is like, whoa, that's fucking horrible, you know.
Have you ever gone to a therapist to talk about it?
Yeah.
Do you think it helped?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because you kind of just get to, they just know how to like tell you how to like kind of just let it go and accept it.
You know what a therapist said? I was watching this thing on TV, and it was the therapist talking to somebody who had some childhood trauma, and they said, and I thought this was pretty cool, but they said that like, the only way you can possibly think about it and to spin it in a positive way is to say that made me who I am, and as horrible as it was.
Yeah, you have to own it.
I went through it, and I'm glad I went through it, and I went through it in a, you know, strong way, and I'm a stronger person because of it.
Right.
And it made me this way.
And that was like when I joined the Navy, that was the best thing I could do, and because my whole life from the age of 4 to 17 to 18, you know, so 14 years was a constant being punished, being beat, being molested. You know, that wasn't just like I understand sometimes some people are touched once or twice, you know, kind of like weird. You're like, that was weird, but you know, me, it was like I was jerking off every day, multiple times a day, with my dad, watching porn, all these crazy, and then just seeing all that shit when you're a kid, you don't understand it. You think that's what's going on in the world. You're like, you see so many different people, and then, you know, he would, you know, there was just stuff that I mean, it's just like kind of hard to share, but I remember the babysitter's like autistic daughter, and like taking pictures of her. I remember like laying in bed, you know, like just fucked up things, like, you know, somebody being asleep in the house and him trying to get me to touch them and stuff, and just the things that he would say. Oh my God, just imagine like there was, you know, a really horny freak just sharing all that shit with a kid,
having their way with you,
and then
just never thinking that
and then the next day you're getting grounded because you didn't empty the dishwasher, and then you're getting beat. And then, like, it was prison. You know what? I think prison, I would rather take prison.
Yeah.
Than to go do that again.
Yeah,
you know?
for real.
And it really fucking, you know, it sucks when that was your childhood. You know? And
I can't even imagine.
Things trigger me, you know? Like, things trigger me and things freak me out. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, I get so worried about, like, what if I'm not strict enough with my kid and I leave him at home, or it happens to him. You start thinking about that. You think about how easy it was to happen to you. Like, you're like, fuck, I'm a bad dad because he's not here in the house with me and I'm not to protect him, you know?
Yeah, for real. And then if they're afraid to say anything, half the time the kids are scared to say anything.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever say anything to anybody?
Well, I did. And then I was manipulated, and that was a really big thing back in the day. When I first moved out, I kind of had this story to tell. And I was experiencing with a lot of, you know, stuff, and would help me open up. And, you know, drinking, you start to talk more. And
getting your feels.
I used to, like, go off and tell people all this stuff. And when I was 17, I think I got in trouble for having some weed in my backpack, and at school, and then my dad like made me like fucking. He took all my shit out of my room, and then like screwed the window shut, put a camera in there. He like had these nerdy ass outfits for me to wear at school, and he made me cut off all my hair, and he was trying to like fucking embarrass me. And then he got on my Facebook and started messaging all these people weird ass fucking lame ass things. And you know when you're a kid, like that shit is embarrassing.
A misogynist.
Yeah.
Is that what he was?
Something like, yeah, misogynist. Yes.
I think that's a person that likes to see other people just go through torment and torture, like they get off on it.
Yeah, and he's still out there now, like getting accused of trading homeless ladies a place to sleep, blowjobs, and taking pictures of girls when they're changing and stuff like.
He's got charges.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's been ever charged. I think it's just more of like speculation. And like, but like stuff like that, I mean, you know, it's like when you grow up and then you start fucking just being like, why am I so addicted to porn? And then, you know, like you just go down this slope and you like, you know, so that's, the trauma is like still present. You know, it's just I've tried to make it.
Like learned how to live with it.
Cope with it and try yeah. But I know that definitely like I'm way better about it, but I used to be bad at ruining relationships, like my porn addiction, and because they'd be sleeping right next to me, I'd be watching porn.
Do you ever find that it was hard to be with a regular girl and hard to like you know, get off and stuff without like the porn, like it was more, you were more into the porn than an actual person?
More into like the fetish or fantasy, or yeah, the girl feels underappreciated, but then I've also been on.
You have to watch this movie. Then
I've been with someone who is open and really kinky, but then you're kind of like in a situation where you're like, this isn't what I want. This is like my stepdad led me here. Now I'm watching other guys fuck this girl. You know, it's like, you're not proud of that stuff, you know? And then think about all these people that are into that weird shit. Like, that's, I mean, I feel like it's normal, but that's just not normal. It definitely...
There's a lot of people into really weird shit, I have learned. Yeah. As I've gotten older, like, when I was younger, I didn't come across these people, or maybe they just didn't talk about it, but since, I don't know if it's where we live or what, but there's people into some kinky
like everybody.
Shit. Around
like
here.
Everybody, and then, you know.
Around here.
Oh, seriously.
My old roommate freaking went down on his own mother.
Yeah. We could go on for days about
oh my gosh.
Oh my God. It's so crazy, and think about all the guys, straight guys. There's so many straight guys
that are gay.
Blowing guys.
Yeah, they want it in the ass. They want to.
A lot of shit comes from.
There's a lot of straight guys that have gotten blowjobs from my gay friend.
Oh, sorry, podcast.
And I said to my gay friend the other day, I said, so do you think, are these guys gay? If these straight guys are getting blowjobs from you, does that make them gay?
Yeah.
And he said, well, they don't actually do anything. Yeah, it is. Gay is gay. Gay is gay. You're letting a gay guy suck your dick. That makes you gay.
Just close your eyes and pretend like...
I'm sure that's what they do.
Pretend like you couldn't...
An ex of mine let him do that. And he called me a, what do you call me, a crusty old cunt one time, and I called him a crusty old faggot.
That's funny. But all this talk about child trauma makes me...
Are you okay?
The appetite. Huh?
Are you okay?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm ready.
I'm proud of you for talking about it, though, and especially on something like this. That's a big fucking deal.
I'm pretty tired, but no, I'm good.
You're on day 3. He's on day 3.
So, but yeah, I'm gonna start fucking cooking some breakfast. So, anyways, have a good day, everyone, or night, whatever.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being our guest, Shaggy.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of fucking tired.
Yeah, he's exhausted. But hey, we'll have you on another time and we'll go into some more stuff.
Ooh. Sounds good.
All right, have a good day. Well, y'all have a great day, and thanks for listening.